Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, let's do it. Alright, let's do this thing. We got this guy on the ropes. Let's see if we take there. Takes. I don't know if we get enough for that. I should have probably taken my bishop. Yeah. I retreated the knight. That's okay. me see here. We're trying to see if I can't get a fork here. I doubt I could do that, but you never know. Sometimes you just gotta go all in. Okay, we'll do a create a 10-minute casual. One more. There we go, we got him. We should be able to get this guy. We're ahead by over a minute, so this gives us some time to think. When they get down in time like that, the pressure's on them, so just keep that in mind. This castle, there's no reason to rush. Just get your king safe, and then we'll go for an attack. This pawn, if he moves his knight, he's going to lose his pawn. You might try something like that. Yeah, it looks so tempting to just take here. But then you walk into the biggest surprise of your life with that. Then if he tries something like either here, or there, we just push this pawn up to e4. So we got this covered. We got him. We got him. We got him. Got everything covered. Wham. Just trade off the queens. Let's just bring him in. Or there, that's good too. Either one. We could even play queen there, trade off that. Get my knight involved. 2 pawns up. Remember, we're going, the thing's about mate, so you have to keep that in mind. It's about checkmate. I probably could have picked off the queen. Yeah, the mate's right there. Actually, there's 2 mates, here and there. That was a good game. I want to check to see what the computer says. Should I have snapped off the queen, or I played rook AB1? What does rook AB1 do? Oh, it allows for the blocking. This is mate. This is mate. Okay, when did I start winning? Let's just take a quick look and then we'll get into our London system. Probably, let's see if takes is takes, and I played there. Oh, I see. Okay. Because this blocks that idea. Okay, I gotta keep that in mind. Okay, ooh, that was a close one. I almost blew it there. That would have been horrible. Okay, this is the last game in our in the series of the London versus the Grunfeld, and then we're gonna go into the reverse Riddy variation, the London versus the reverse Riddy. Ready? Okay. So d4. This is how it starts. Bishop f. Knight a5, and then wham, exclaim. White wastes no time delaying his advance, so white doesn't mess around. White's going for the attack. And then, okay, here we go. There. There's a defensive, they said, there's a defensive principle which states that capture it away from the center if you feel your king is in danger of getting mated. So capturing away, so that you can mate. Basically, if you captured this way, you would make a spot for your king to flee to. But in that line, it actually loses, and this is the reason. So there, and then queen f4 or g4. And the threat is if he takes here, bishop takes. I'll show you right here. There. Pawn takes, queen takes, and then the rook has to clog that up. Queen h5, g4, and then he can't right here. Let me see. I'm trying to find, hold on, give me a second. Let me find in my notes where, so we're on 15, what on 15? Hold on. There, he says there's no way to, there's no way to get around basically not trading off. You have to trade because the attack is just way too much. If he doesn't trade, it's just way too much. So d4, castles, queen takes, knight comes, because now the reason the knight couldn't be taken was you'd lose the queen. So takes, queen d, pawn takes is dubious, and that was queen a5 or a4 was a mistake. Rook takes, and then g1. That queen g1 threatens checkmate, and so black resigned here. There's no way to stop mate. Okay, so if he goes here, if he doesn't play that, but he plays knight to e8, he falls for a big time attack, and there's no there's no way to actually avoid losing a piece by queen takes, and then potentially just getting checkmated. So that's that idea. There. Okay. Instead of taking, there's a blunder that could be made. Taking. This is kind of crazy. That's what he says. So that because it opens up, you never really open up for the queen to come charging in. And then rook h6, and it's that's an exclam, and it's resignable because there's no reasonable way to meet queen takes, or even potentially rook takes and something like that. More like queen takes though. Castles. Takes. Instead of that, there's a line that says h takes g. Knight comes in. We're threatening mate now. And here it's interesting because he can't. That's an exclam. He loses a pawn. He can't take here, because he'd lose his rook. So he's down a whole pawn, and he's going to lose his bishop in the at the same time, and a pass pawn of that. Instead of that move, there's a move that this move is actually correct. It applies to, let me see here, more accurate continuation. This is a more accurate continuation. And you're thinking, wait, didn't you just give up? No. Hello, rook. Boom. And there's no way to, without losing material, you're going to have to potentially, I don't know, it's just going to be heavy losses of material. Yep. So that was that line. Now we're gonna go back, and this is what was actually played. Otherwise, the other way leads to so many different variations that black's losing. So the whole idea about bishop g4 is that if knight takes, you then can bring your queen to h3. Okay, he takes there, but you're probably wondering what happens if knight takes, right? Queen takes, c takes, and then queen h. We're threatening mate, so if he takes here, we get checkmate. So rook e8, h7 check, king f, and then bishop to h6. This again threatens mate, because if he takes, check, over, and then you come all the way down, checkmate. So e6, and then wham, knight takes. And there's no real way to handle, because if he takes here, you get mated. So it's all over at that point. So if he plays knight takes, you're probably wondering about that, right? So takes, d4, queen h. Again, you're threatening mate on h7, f5. Now again you're threatening mate because you're depriving him of f7, f6, queen checks, and again now you're threatening if he takes here, check, and now you're basically going to end up with a checkmate idea. Okay, what do you play here? I want to see. Probably you just take the pawn, now that I think about it. Sorry guys, I forgot about that. All you gotta do is do this. You just take the pawn, because when the rook takes, wham, that's the checkmate. Holy ravioli. Oh, I'm sorry guys. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about the chat thing. I got kind of into the lesson, but all right. So there, and then takes. And this is that's a dubious move for black. The best move is actually knight c6. The reason is knight c6 allows for black to consolidate his position better, because then he'd have to play there. Otherwise, what happens if he doesn't, you could take back, and then now you're coming for an attack. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. That was a mistake. Knight to e4. Rook e8. Wham. Knight check. So he has to retreat back. And wham again. And then bishop checks. And it's mate. That was so beautiful. I was like, wow. That's why you gotta make sure you do not waste any time on that. So if you played, there's also another line. That was line A. Line B is taking is actually the best way of doing it. Otherwise, you remember would be able to take here after he moved. So he just removed the attacker on E5. Bishop takes, E8, castle queenside. Then bishop f3, queen, then b5. Because now we're coming charging in. We're going to potentially pick up a piece, an exchange. So he's not going to really be able to avoid losing the exchange, because if he goes up here, we play bishop d6. So if he comes up here trying to save it, wham, it's all over. So there's no real way of saving it. So he played a dubious move by taking, which helped us develop. And now we're going for the KO. He played f6, which is forced. If he played the more natural rook to e8, queen h7, kf, and then h8, this sets up for an unstoppable. Because if knight takes, bishop takes, check, wham, you get checkmated. So that's why h6 is an exclam stellar move. f6, h4, 7, king f8, f7, and then we're still coming in. Knight takes, rook takes, and how can you stop this threat? You know what I mean? That's kind of the... So g5 was played. Let's see, 18. I have to get to the next page. He may try rook g8, takes, d, knight e, and so we're now pinning. This kind of reminds me of a game that Tal played against his teacher. So this is a really interesting one. It's kind of set up like this. Then you retreat back, and what's black gonna do after you castle queenside and you're safe to go? So you take there, and g5, queen check, forced. e8, e6 was played. But if you did a mistake and move there, now the attack starts piling up. You castle queenside because we're going to try to go here and checkmate. King f8, d h1, e6, rook takes, and it takes, and there's no way to, without avoiding first to lose that, and then second to lose that. So there's no way to not without losing. So you just take there. So now we're up a whole exchange. And we can just give it back. And wham. It takes. Now we castle queenside, and it's time for a king hunt. We're just coming in. We're potentially going to play here with a deadly fork. So rook c8. We just grab a pawn and knight. He's forced to take because there's just way too much. If he moves forward, he ends up getting mated. See, I'll show you. Yeah, well, I guess he could take. Let me see. What could we do? Oh, we went on. That's right. That's right. You gotta get. Have to delete that. We pick up a rook, and so we're up material on that line. Oops. There. Where did I go wrong? So d6. Check. Did I erase a line? Hold on, let me make sure I didn't erase anything. No. That was a mistake. This is right. There. And he loses a queen in that line. Now there's a secondary line if he plays king d7, check, d6, knight e, and you're forking the queen. And you pick up the rook, takes, check. And now the king hunt begins. I love it when you get to do that. Takes, rook takes, so we're actually up a whole pawn now. Now we're equal, and this gets an exclam. I believe that's, is it exclam? Hold on, let me make sure I didn't forget anything. 28, 28, 28. Yeah. I forgot to put an exclam there. That's an exclam move. Check. Wham. Because we take on our terms. Don't let him take on his terms. Because you don't want to take here. You wouldn't want to take here because it redoubles his pawns. Like if he took here, he could just redouble, and then he has a 2 versus 1, and we don't want that. So the best idea is to have him trade on our terms. And of course, you know what his idea is here. C5 takes, and it's just not a really great end game that I kind of like this end game. He moves the king up, so if takes here, you just get this going. Actually, my bad, sorry. The king can't go to d8. He has to come up here, and then by doing that, say takes, right? Now we just get this pawn rolling. And up the board they go. Kind of a Lucinda position. And you're wondering, rook to c1. I want to make sure that it's not exclam. This, if the king moves, basically white, blacks, and Zugzwangp here. Whenever the king moves, like if he plays this here, I'll have to put a, oops, I want to put a a mark on here. Oops, so I know where the stop is. Hold on. There we go. I'm just putting that there so that I can know where to stop. If we play here, he just moves up because he can't take. Because if he ever takes, you queen. So he's just gonna have to push, and then you just move up, and then now he's in permanent Zook swamp. So that when he moves, you queen, rotates, queen, rotates, rotates. You move your king up, he moves over. You move the king up, he moves over. You move the king in, moves down. You check, you take. And he's stuck on the side forever, so you could even just do that and you checkmate. So that's where the game ended. Alright, gotta take off the circle now. There we go. And what he said is, this is the summary, and then we'll get into some tactics. The berry attack is dangerous when white doesn't have to worry about here. When black plays this move back here, when black plays b6, there's no way in the world that if the berry attack wouldn't work if he played something like that. It would be a little less difficult. It'd be pretty difficult to handle, but when he plays that, there's no more queen b6, and so now we can focus on our attack. That's what he's saying. So if there's no queen to b6, the berry attack is like, it's like a sledgehammer. Wham! Boom! So that's kind of what he was talking about. So, and then now we get to go into the next one's going to be the London system versus the ready opening, or the reverse ready. Sorry. So let's take a look. We'll do one of these, and then or just a casual one, and then we'll get into our tactics. So let's try the London system out. Let's see if he plays the ready. Let's just go on old standard. Okay, now we can develop. Simon Williams says if when he plays this, you can develop your knight. Otherwise, you get into a bad line. coming in. We got him. We got him. Because if he moves here, I'll show you guys what happens. It's game over. When he moves here, I play there. If he takes, I take, he takes. And he can't stop both pawns, can he, baby? Nope. No, no, no. They're all going up the board. Gotta love it. Now we'll get into our puzzles. I love that type of play. Shows you the power of the London system when you study. Alright, let's get in and get some tactics. We'll do a couple tactics. You want to look at a game? Alright. Let's see, whose game is it? Oh, Capablanca. Joe Raul Capablanca. Yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta love when you can do that on the chessboard. So just keep that in mind. Remember, you can't show any mercy because you have to keep pushing. Push, 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 push. Let's see. Oops, gotta turn off the engine because we don't want any notations. We want to look at it ourselves. Oh, we did the King's Gambit. Wow. Usually they play here and then they they play up so it stops the queen from infiltrating in here. Like if they do this right away, you can play this, but then you're gonna walk right into something like this. You don't really want that to come down the, you know, because you'd have something like that. I've actually seen it have been played. It's not really played on tournaments. And then he just takes there, and your whole king side collapses. You can play your bishop out. The queen has to like run. You bring the knight in, and you can develop, but it's not, because then you can actually hit on d5 with a threat of a fork. That's kind of some of the lines of the King's Gambit. I don't play it, so I'm not real sure exactly 100% how it works. Yeah, this actually doesn't work very well for white, because you can then just bring you do have that, and now you got a 3 attacker coming down the pike. Gotta love Capablanca's games though. He's like the attackers, and then he just picked up a whole pawn there. You have to love that. 1 second, and a drink water. I'm thinking about starting a another maybe every other day. We'll do like the Play the French with John Watson, and we'll do the London the French, and so that we can kind of get a black and white opening, because we're getting too heavy in white, and we need to get our black repertoire to its best spot too. Castle queen inside, castle queen side. Let's get the Capablanca's a pawn up. Let's get the party started. So he did a prophylactic idea, moving up. Now the bishop's under fire, bishop's protected, in comes the knight. You could pick up a, I'm not sure if he takes here, do we actually win anything here? I'm not sure if, hold on, let's see if taking is actually the best move, because I am still not sure here. What if he takes here, and what happens? Okay, it goes basically towards a draw, because the king is very vulnerable now. Gotcha. I gotcha. You get 2 pieces for the rook, so it's worth it. You're attacking there. Let's see, F. Push, nice. I actually like that. That's a strong move, because it looks like that you can just take, right? No siree, wham, you get checkmated, so you can't take. He's got to play there. Then you jam a knight in, and now if you take, you can, let me see here. Oh yeah, you could play there, my bad. He plays there, he plays there, he plays there. You then just attack the the bishop. When the king takes, you take and takes, and when the smoke clears, let's see how many pawns are you up. See, black has 3, or 6, white has 5. So I guess Capablanca would be down material in that line. Well, not really, because then you can pick up. Yeah, he'd be equal at this point, but look how much. Look at the weakness of black's pawns. So endgame wise, Kappa would be dominating. Because if he takes here, boy, I don't know. I don't know if I like Kappa's decision on that. Well, maybe it is the best then. So our idea with this was the best. Okay, our idea on that was, what do? Okay, you take, right? Then queen takes. Oh, you pick up. Okay. Okay, in the end you come up a whole piece. Gotcha. Smackers. That was good. Wow, so many pieces. Wow. Wow, wow. Talk about coordination. Wow. Wow, wow. And you can't really play here. Can't play there because of check, and he loses the queen. So he would have to take, and then by taking, he has to come up. And either way, oh man, he just got disintegrated. He got obliterated. Nice game. That was an excellent game. Thank you for that game, Fox. Wow. That was a powerhouse game for sure. Powerhouse. That was a powerhouse game. You know what? That reminded me close to Bobby Fischer's Immortal game. That was cool. Okie dokie. Let's see, what do we got here? I think I remember this. We did one of these before, if I'm not mistaken. I think we take the bishop. I believe this is the line. King takes h7, and knight g5, check, and then king h6. So it'd be this, there, and then up. I still think taking's right, because we can't allow him just to plop a knight in here. So if we take, he comes in, we move up. He can't do anything with his queen because we're here. So he can't bring his queen in at all. And we're right as rain. I believe this line's right. I think we just come up a whole pawn. We're just a whole pawn up in that line. What do you think? I'll give you a second to, I'll give you guys a second to look at it to see what you think. Well, I think that still wins for us. Doesn't that still win for us? I'm voting king takes h7. That's what I'm thinking. Because I think that's the only way to handle when they give you that gift. What do you guys think? Do you have any other lines to look at besides taking? Because I think that's the only move that makes sense in this kind of setup. Because if we move over, then we're just walking right into a mega attack. Yeah. I'm thinking king h6. And if he plays rook to e2, we take. If he plays there, we just move our rook over and we handle that sitch. Rook goes over to h8 after that, and we're operation go for the attack. So king h6, rook e3, king takes, g4, rook h4 or h3, rook to h8, and we're good. How does it get? Let me see. Yeah. And if rook here, it's mate 4, okay. Oh, he could flee. And the knight covers there. Yeah, if you took here, check. Let's checkmate. Okay. Okay. And you're up base. So much material there. Okay. Gotcha. This is the correct line here. If he plays there, you first take. He goes E, you develop. If he comes checks there, you take up. Then you come down. There's no way to stop. We're up a whole 2 pieces at this point, and we can even give one back. Don't get too greedy. Sometimes to survive, you may have to give one of your pieces back. So don't worry about trying to keep everything. We'll check. We'll do another one. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get this one done. I know we could do this one. I'll see if we could do another one after this one. Yeah, that was an interesting one. Taking though, it gets mated. Wow. So you got to be careful that we don't fall into the taking syndrome. Let me see here. Hey, we're in it together to win it. That's the whole thing. Let's see. Trying to see if knight f to e5 might be the move to take advantage of the knight issue. That's interesting. True. So here, there, and there. Sorry, and then here. That does win the rook, doesn't it? B. Yeah, I'm thinking that's right. Yep. Good find there. Nice job. So we're going to do this one. That was a pretty effective amount. Yeah. And he exactly did. Good job. Hey, an exchange up usually is good. Always in an endgame. Oh boy, that's for sure. That is a having an endgame like that would be stellar. Okay, what did he take? Oh, he took a pawn. Okay. I'm trying to see. Do we take with the king? But then he gets a check, and we'll have to move. And well, I think we get mated if we take, because if we take here, he'll come over here. We come back down, and then see you later, checkmate. So we can't take. thinking it's a potential no, that can't be right. I'm missing something here. Might be, I'm thinking maybe bishop e3 might be the killer blow. Oh, that might work too. That might actually work. There. And then if he comes over, you come there. Then if he comes down, you come there. You come up. But I think we get checkmated when we play that there, because then he can come up with that. I think we get checkmated. Oh, hey economy, how you doing? Yeah, so I don't think we can. I don't think we can take the piece. I think we get checkmated though right away. If we take here, he comes over. If we come down here, I think he just mates us right there with see, with the queen and the rook. I think we get checkmated even if we go to e1. If I'm not mistaken, king takes f2. Rook f8 check, king e1, then rook f1 equals mate. So I'm thinking we have to play, there's really only two moves, bishop to e3 or rook e3. I'm thinking there's two moves for white, bishop e3 or rook e3. If you take the material in this line, you actually get mated. You get checkmated if you do. So then the only move is bishop to e. You can't in this line. If you take the material, you get mated like the line that I showed you. So you have to. I guess it is. Then it must be bishop to e. It must be bishop e2 then, or e3. So it must be bishop e3 then. That must be the first line. Huh. Yeah. Interesting. That's an interesting line. So you actually take the rook and give back the bishop. Didn't even think of that. That is an excellent defensive line. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, because that's forced. Because yep, that makes sense now. Yeah, that's it. Wow, nice job. I'll put the line in. Yep. Wow. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, dokie. Okay. Yeah, that is something for sure. So king to g3. That's forced. Otherwise we well, nope, my bad. That ended mate. Nope. My bad there. You have to retreat your king back to g1. G3, no g3. Bad. No g3. Wrong. Yeah, no, we don't want no g3. King g1 is king g1 is the move. G3 bad. There we go. And we'll end there. Do you guys have any lines? Man, I gotta tell ya. Because if we played something like that, he just retreats all the way back, and it's basically a draw at that point. Then if we take here, he comes over here, and we go, and we foolishly go there. You have mate in 1. Kind of reminds me of a Nazi versus Gordy game when Nazi had to find the proper defense to Gordy's move. And it was something similar to that. She had to actually give up a piece, but in the end it ended up a draw. So she was able to draw on losing position. Do you guys have any other lines that you want to look at before I log off? That is true. That is true. Good job, economy. uh, yeah, it is. It is a It is a true classic Allied chess puzzle for sure. For sure. So, are you guys all good? Got any other questions? Not sure. Oh yeah, archive. I do, but I do more downloads to um, YouTube. So I have it downloaded for like a week or so. I have to get onto that. But I do on YouTube. I do have all of the ones that I've downloaded and some more. So on Chess Cruncher, you can actually go to the website on YouTube and see it. Yes. Okay. So oh, that sounds good. We'll do that for next time. We'll find some London system games for. We'll go over those. Yeah. We're guys. I'm excited. Oh, I can. Oh, I'll have to look into that. I must not have tapped the thing. Then I'll have to do autosave. Okay then. Well then we'll look at that tomorrow, Fox. When we come on, we'll look at the when I come on, we'll look at the Leela chess game where Leela basically destroyed um, Stockfish 8. How about that, guys? Does that sound good? Okay. If all the lines are done, I will say a do. If you guys don't have any other lines to look at on here, I will say a do to you. Alright. Are you good, Fox? And no more lines? Because I don't want to log off and have and miss anybody's comment. Are you guys all good? Okay. Oh, not a problem, guys. You know what? It's a gift the Lord's given me, and I want to use it for Him. Okay, guys. You know what? We did good today. No breads. Even if we did, we had learned from them. We got to remember to think outside the box sometimes with chess moves, because that was interesting. You had to give back a material to actually get what you wanted, which is an exchange in the end. So we got to remember that the next up and coming puzzles on the route to 2700 are going to have potential giving back material to benefit our position. So we got to keep that in mind. Remember, your worth is not in your rating. It's in what it's that you study chess and honor the Lord, and as well remember knowing. Yeah, it's not just knowing is not enough. We must apply. That's what Bruce Lee said. and willing is not enough. We must do. So we have to apply what we know and be willing to do. Okay, and I know we can. I know you guys got it. We're showing it. Great job, Fox. Thank you for the game. Thank you guys for logging on, and great job, Economy, on finding that puzzle. That was excellent. So guys, just keep China and Japan and India in your prayers. There's a lot of stuff that's happening over there: earthquakes, monsoons, and typhoons, and all that. And in Hawaii, also keep the people in Hawaii in your prayers. There's a volcano issue there, so we just got to keep them in our prayers and thoughts. And I'll leave you guys with that thought. And remember that what Hannibal Smith said: plan's only good if you're the one who's dictating and knowing what your opponent's gonna do before they even do it, and it works out for your position. That's a plan. Okay, I'll leave you guys with that thought. As Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening. And guys, I will be back on, Lord willing, tomorrow, and we'll get to our the London system versus the reverse ready. We'll go over some Leela games, and play some games, and do puzzles, and just continue to keep learning and getting better. Great job, guys. Keep up the good work. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. One sec, I'll check real fast, see if anybody wrote anything in. Nope. Okay. Well, be blessed, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.